All right, what's going on, everybody? We are back for our final matchup of the night, and it is going to be an absolute banger of a matchup here. We have Drakes taking on the Wraiths. Both of these teams coming in this matchup undefeated in the Challenger League, and it is it's going to be a crazy matchup. I'm joined by the one, the only, Cooking Bagels. What's going on, Bagels?
Yeah, some might be knowing me as Cooking, Cooker, Cook Bagel, but please just call me Bagels. I'm doing fine.
Well, that's good to hear. As yeah, this is gonna be a great matchup. I think I'm waiting for Dini to get in here. He's inviting me to a party. This has been interesting. It's been an interesting day, but it should be a good matchup here, Bagels. Both these teams undefeated into this one, and I mean this is probably as good as it gets when you get to the middle of the season here.
Yeah, this is. I hate to bring up one of your teams, but this is the pinnacle of Challenger League right now. This is like the halftime show for like the Super Bowl or something. Except we're halfway through the season. That's a terrible analogy. You know what I'm talking about. Both teams 7-0. Both teams got some highlight real players on their teams. Drakes have got a staple in Nemesis lore. Wraiths, a new team, the expansions, but they're looking to kind of make a name for themselves this season at least, and it'll be a battle here, hopefully.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a crazy matchup to say the least. I mean, it's not often that you get two undefeated teams going head to head, and especially the last two undefeated in the Challenger League going head to head in this one. So it's gonna be crazy. I'm super excited for this one. Both these teams, winner of this one, will put themselves in the one seed for the moment. And actually, Bagels, this is the only matchup these teams will play before playoffs. So it's kind of an important one to kind of assert yourself against the opposite conference.
Yeah, I mean, not only is it just for that one seed, but in the grand scheme of things, this matchup ultimately doesn't matter too much. I mean, 1 and 2 seed, not that much of a difference, but I'd say it's more of a factor for confidence going into the playoffs since both these teams are at the top. You can already assume that they're probably going to beat any other team, but they want to know if they can beat each other, and this could likely be a grand finals matchup, so they gotta get their feet wet against each other for the one matchup they do have.
That's true. That's true. It could definitely be a finals preview right here in this one. We will have to find out. Well, Bagels, last question for you before we get these guys joined on up. Who are you taking in this one? You got the Drakes or you got the Race in this one?
You know, my heart says Wraiths, but logic does kind of swing me over to the Drake side. I'm not gonna say we
Hmm.
saw a big loogie. We saw a big loogie on Monday off stream. It was on stream, but off Nemesis stream. Um, I I'm really hoping it just goes on up to Game 5, but anybody could take it. My heart says Wraiths. Logic says Drakes. Who knows?
All right, who knows? We're getting them joined up. You guys can get your predictions in the chat. The poll's still up. Get those votes in. It's looking close already. Lots of votes in. Let us know who you guys are taking in the chat as this matchup is about to get underway. Drakes versus Ray 7-0 versus 7-0. The winner will improve to 8-0. Loser will be taking their first loss of the season. And we are underway with the Drakes over there in the blue with Loki, Seabiscuit, and Skies, and then the Race in the orange with Case, Quando, and Little Big Jordan in this one. And Bagels, what's one of your keys to watch out for? Maybe a key to victory in this game when you're going against a battle of the undefeateds, and you have to be on your game.
Yeah, honestly, this rings true for any level of Rocket League, but it's just consistency. Both these teams are so good, and they can pull off some highlight reel shots, double taps, good demo plays, just anything they got in their bag of tricks, but it's just consistency at that point. With both teams being so good, it's just that one slip up that happens, one demo play comes out, and that's all it takes.
That is all it takes. Is Case is gonna capitalize. You see the demo on the backside. Logie gets out there. Seabiscuit can't rotate. Beautiful demo from Little Big Jordan, able to clear the backside, and that's how this game number one is gonna start off with the Race taking the first goal in this one.
Yeah, they really made me look smart right there. I'm not gonna lie.
They did that. They definitely did there. As they're able to put in the first goal of this game, and that's exactly how you want to start it out. in a battle like this. As Seabiscuit, a miss in the midfield. Quando had the net, but is an awkward read for him as this one's banged off the backboard. Ball hanging out in the midfield. Case now gonna leave it for Quando. Sets it up on the sidewall. Ball in midfield here. Seabiscuit awkward there. Case almost drives it through. Follow up again. Little Big Jordan off the crossbar and out, but follow one more. Case puts it home. His second goal of the game, and the race starting out hot.
Yeah, the shot accuracy looking a little bit ugly from the race. Not that it was an easy shot from Jordan, but ultimately they were able to put in the second one. And I'm not really sure if it was just a mistake for Drakes that time. It just kind of looked like an overwhelming pressure coming out from the Wraiths right there.
Yeah, they've been on top of the pressure early. 4 shots already, 0 for the Drakes. They have been on top of their game as now the Drakes trying to finally get something started here. As Logie into the corner. Quando, he can't find the touch. Logie back across. Case. A little bit of a redirect there, able to send it out. Little Big Jordan can't find it. Biscuit with a shot on net as Quando backflips, but Seabiscuit, that's the guy you want to watch out for if you're the race.
Yeah, he may be the best third man in the league, but he's trying not to be the third man this season. He's going to put that banger on net, and another mistake coming out. I mentioned consistency, and I think all of a sudden the nerves might be getting to them for both teams right there as that backflip came out in net.
Yeah, tough backflip, and I think there was another one right before that as well. So these teams, they're feeling the pressure. This is the most high-stakes game they've had in Season 3 so far, and they both understand what is at stake here, wanting to become the first team to ever finish with a perfect record. Winner of this game might be able to do that. They can hold on. As Case on the dribble pops it by 1. Little Big Jordan sending it down in the midfield, but Logie with the cutoff. Quando over the top of 1. Biscuit, awkward positioning, leaves it for Skies, who sends it out. This ball pops up. Biscuit now looking for a shot towards net, but it's not going to go this time as Jordan, he tried to get the touch but couldn't. Logie back in the midfield looking for a shot here. Opportunity, puts it in. Logie ties up this game at 2, just past the halfway point.
And I believe it was Case off that sidewall. He just couldn't get the read in time, and I think by the time Quando realized that they either got communicated to him that he was whiffing or he just saw it himself, the move was made too late, and I honestly can't remember who scored. If it was Logie or but it was definitely Logie. He just banged that one in.
Yeah, nice shot from him, and this is an interesting move. This is something we haven't talked about. We see Logie on the field instead of Bolby, otherwise known as Bob Lobla. And I mean, we saw the matchup. It was off stream, but I know we were spectating that one, Bagels, when the Drakes took on the Bishops. And Logie, he kind of popped off. He hasn't played yet this season, I believe, until right the last game on Monday. And he's kind of a man to watch out for too.
Yeah, he definitely stepped up big in that Bishops-Drakes matchup to secure the Drakes' victory in Nemesis lore over and over again against the Bishops. The Bishops just can't seem to win a match against the Drakes, even though it's always close. As that one almost came in for a third goal for the race, but yeah, to the Drakes' dismay, I will say it seemed like Bishops just they didn't have their A game on Monday, so maybe that's why they're looking a little bit sloppy here in this game 1. But they did come back to tie it up here at 2-2, so maybe starting to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Definitely have been able to get back in it, but another awkward touch from Skies puts Logie in a weird spot, but he's able to get the clear. It's Quando now trying to get something going back on the offense, blocking the midfield from him. He's going back up. A little bit of a double commit comes out from the race. Is Logie trying to keep it out of his half. Case now sending it up off the backboard. Could be an opportunity here. Little Big Jordan with the shot, and the placement bottom left sends it in, and the race retake their lead.
So again, another backboard opportunity coming out, and Skies, he just misrotated. I'm not sure what his game plan was right there, as that one was obviously going to get past. And Skies, he rotated to the left post instead of staying in the center, and Little Big Jordan just saw that, and he just put it on the left side for an easy goal.
Yeah, and they've been able to capitalize on the mistakes so far. Case and Little Big Jordan has opportunity here. Logie gonna block it up high. Could be an opportunity. Jordan drops it right down. Skies with opportunity, but he sails it. You can't find the shot there. As now Biscuit trying to come back in off the backboard. Skies might have another chance, but he's wiped off the map, and a huge missed opportunity there for the Drakes.
Yeah, Little Big Jordan, he was kind of a little bit awkward on that backboard and just dished it right back out to the middle, but Skies, he just plastered that ball high and up off the backboard. And then Logie just didn't have enough speed to take it away for an opportunity to tie it up as another demo play coming out, but it actually smoke screens the defenders, and that gives the Wraiths a 2-goal buffer here.
Yeah, nice play, Jordan, just over the top, flicking that last defender in case he's not going to miss that wide open net. Made it close a little bit, but he puts it in, and now the Wraiths, a 2-goal lead here with only 13 seconds remaining, and they are looking pretty good, but can they hold on? Biscuit gets the block, gets stuck in their half. They have to get a goal quickly here, but doesn't look like it's going to be able to happen quite there as this one is sent back in off the backboard. Looking for one more maybe, but it's going to hit the ground, and the Wraiths are going to come out strong and take game number 1.
Yeah, and I think that was the game of inconsistency, rather, at least for both teams. I think the only thing that was consistent was Wraiths pressure throughout the whole game, but it did prove to be a little dysfunctional. Lots of backflips coming out from Quando, and even at the end there by Little Big Jordan. And then even on the other side, their defense just looking a little bit sloppy. But both teams showing what they can do on offense, able to score, as that game 1 was a little bit of an offensive showing on both sides. We'll have to see if the defenses can kind of crack down on those mistakes. Maybe a little bit more consistent play coming out from them the rest of the series.
Yeah, there was definitely quite a few mistakes on both sides of things, and the Wraiths, they were the ones that were able to capitalize. And it's a point we touch on quite a bit, and I feel like it's a really important one. But especially in these league play scenarios, especially when these teams are playing at such a high level, undefeated, 7-0 for both. It really comes down to who's gonna capitalize on the other team's mistakes, and the Wraiths did a really good job on capitalizing on every mistake that the Drakes made.
Yeah, and honestly, same goes for Drakes. They were pouncing on the opportunities when they didn't have them. It was just the one that kind of went awry. The demo play came out and the easy dish off the backboard from Jordan to send it back to the middle. And Skies just honestly skied it off the backboard. I mean, unfortunately, they couldn't tie it up at 3-3 at that point. And I think that was the deciding factor as to why that one didn't head to OT and ended in regulation. As another one's going to sink it from the corner. Case, he's just too speedy.
Oh my, Case is going off right now. So much speed from him. You're exactly right. As he just finesses this one. Sky's jumping too far out, and Case finessing that angle. A great shot from him. And I mean, it's really been showing between him and Little Big Jordan in this one. And another great goal for Case.
Yeah, and that was it was good speed from Case. So there's an opportunity almost coming out, but Case is going to send it away. But it was a good shot and good speed from Case, but again, that positioning from Skies on the defense as a bump play comes out, and Case, he's carrying him so far in this game too.
Oh my goodness, Case, he's just going off. Biscuit, last man back, just gets destroyed off the backboard. And of course, Little Big Jordan, he's going to finesse that one right in, and 2-0 to the Wraiths. And the Wraiths, they're just looking really good right now, Bagels. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I think that first goal kind of opened up the door from them, and even in that second one, Skies, he just pushed up too far in the midfield. Maybe Skies feeling a little bit bad about that missed shot as another mistake coming out, but Case is going to clean it up. Maybe feeling a little bit bad about that missed shot in game 1, as kind of the defense looking a little bit sloppy from him in particular to open up this game 2. Still a lot of time to work with though, and there it is to start getting the momentum back.
Oh my goodness, what an angle from Logie here as this one just drops right down. Case can't find the read, and Logie just finesses it in. A little bit of a team bump there, but I mean, a beautiful shot. That was not an easy angle by any means, as now the Drakes able to come back with their first goal of this game number 2.
Yeah, that's the second time that the Wraiths have gotten scored on when nobody just decided to go for the ball, as another inconsistency comes out, and again, the Drakes are able to tie it up at 2-2, this time much earlier.
Yeah, huge miss from Quando on the backboard, and Biscuit, he's not going to miss that one off the pass from Logie. A nice easy shot, and now we're tied up again, and it's a little bit earlier than last game. We're already had 4 goals, not even a minute in, but again, the Drakes come down from that 2-0 deficit to tie it up at 2 apiece, and now it's a question of can they continue on and maybe take the lead here?
Yeah, both teams' backboard defense is looking a little bit suspect, as there's a good clear coming out from Jordan to send it away. And that's the kind of play we're expecting. Even though challengers are mid-league, we're expecting these players to get those backboard reads and high and powerful clears out to the midfield, but it's just been a little bit of miss to start off these first 2 games, and that's how a lot of the goals have been scored.
Yeah, there have been a bunch of those mistakes. Is almost another one there. Quando, you can't find a touch. He's struggling a little bit, but fortunately, Jordan there able to bail him out. Case trying to get the touch. Logie and a turn on it. Trying to set this one back up for his team, popping it up high. Could be an opportunity here, but Skies goes in that one. A little bit of a double commit could leave Case by himself for the moment as Biscuit dives in on that one, looking for another touch. Passes it out perfectly. Quando accidentally hits it into his backboard, but he's going to be able to get the clear. And it's looking like a lot of Drake's pressure right now as finally the Wraiths are able to get it out. But wait a minute here. They're dangerous in the midfield and they can't find the touch, but they're right back on the offense here.
Yeah, Wraiths are looking extremely uncomfortable at the moment. Double commits, almost triple commits coming out. Even just the feels backflips, especially from Quando. As there's another miss there, although that wasn't an easy read. And it just seems like the few times the Drakes are on offense here, the Wraiths are just not prepared at the moment. As another backflip comes out, they're just not feeling confident at the moment, and the mistakes are ringing true.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes. It's uncharacteristic, but you have to think it's got to be the nerves here. And this one has two more misses come out. I mean, these teams have been all but perfect throughout their first 7 games, and now a lot of mistakes coming out. As a shot going towards the net, but it's off the crossbar. Follow up one more time. It's gonna go in. Quando somehow finesses that one in, and the Wraiths get back their lead.
I'd call that anything but finesse. I'd call that brute force as this one just gets through. But just a good opportunity to just pounce on that one, as he saw both players were a little awkward in front of the net. But man, what a goal!
that was something there. The Wraiths able to just get that one in. As now the Drakes back on the offense. Logie's up there. He's trying to get some pressure going for the Drakes, who are down again in this one. Gonna have to find some sort of answer here as this ball's popped up. Biscuit going underneath one. Jordan taking it up high, but off the ceiling. Going to be awkward for him as Logie. He sends it down, trying to get to that one, but he can't. Skies is up, looking for maybe a pass, but no one's home. On that left side as Dembo comes through. This ball popped up, awkward positioning for the Drakes. This one's lofted towards the backboard. Quando off again. It's dangerous there, and Biscuit, another double commit, but the Drakes, they're really struggling in their back half right now, Bagels.
If I believe it was Case, the third man in that scenario, if he was ready, that would have been a hell of a play. As Quando had kind of pre-jumped to read that off the backboard. As hold on, the net's open. It doesn't matter if they can get the pre-jump reads, but it's able to be sent away. But just the shot right at the defender. You got the whole net to shoot at.
Oh my goodness, a huge mistake for the Drakes. They can't capitalize. And are they going to be punished? No, they're not. But that was a huge miss that they needed to put in. Logie had the net there and couldn't quite find it, as now the Wraiths are going to hold on, looking to take a 2-0 series lead in this one. As this one back on the midfield, Case, he can't find the touch. Quando now popping in the final 30 seconds. The Drakes have to get some offense going here. Need to tie it and at least send it to overtime. Case in the corner looking for the double. Can't find it. Logie trying to get over the top of one, but he can't. This ball's still dangerous in the corner. Kind of running into each other, but Case is going to get the clear. Final seconds here. Skies waiting back, trying to buy some time for his team. He's going to get the clear out. Going to pinch a long way. Can the Drakes get back to it? Quando. A great pop from him, wasting a lot of time. As now the Drakes got one final opportunity. Biscuit out of the midfield, looking for Skies, but it can't connect. And the Wraiths are going to take their second game, and they have a 2-0 lead in the series.
Yeah, that's right. Alrighty. But yeah, the Drake's trying to come away with a last-minute effort there, but ultimately weren't able to send it away. It's just too much ground to cover in those final seconds. But yeah, the Wraiths just kind of able to hold on by the grace of nobody else but the Drakes there. Again, the Drakes foiling another opportunity where they could have tied it up at 3-3. This time the Wraiths didn't get an insurance goal, but the Drakes had missed that opportunity. I believe you said it was Logie to almost capitalize and send that one away, but he just shot it right at the defender in the open net.
Yeah, I mean, he had the placement. It was gonna be a tough shot. I mean, he's just trying to get it in the net, hoping that Case was too far back, but Case is clutch on that goal line. I mean, he's been clutch all series, popping out the MVP in this one. I believe he only had one save in that series, but it was the save that mattered there, and it was pretty much the difference maker. Is now the race, they're up 2-0 in this one, Bagels, and you have to wonder, if you're the Drakes, what do you got to do to at least get a game off this? You don't want to get swept against, a tough competitor like the Race, someone you're trying to, like we talked about, trying to assert yourself a little bit and show them that, hey, we're here to play as well.
Yeah, I think Skies in particular here on the Drake side has just looked the most inconsistent. Not that he's looked extremely inconsistent, it's just those tiny little mistakes, and especially for him on defense, it seems like the rotation, he's playing a little bit of a deep rotation here for Drakes, and he's sitting far back. I'm not sure if that was just because he's not feeling as confident after that game 1 loss, but to start off that game 2, the Wraiths had scored 2 goals in those opening 30 seconds, and I think it's just positioning on defense is what led to it, and it looked a lot better from them to finish off that last 4 minutes of the game. And I think if they could just play a solid defense, but they just can't at the moment, as that one's going to sit in again.
Yeah, another shot. Little Big Jordan just coming in, and the Drakes, they just can't get back. And again, their defense just not there for this Race offense.
Yeah, I think that was Biscuit that time. I think he kind of heard what I was talking about, not wanting to sit so far back. He came charging in. There's a good save coming out from Kwando. But I think he charged in a little bit too quickly. But either way, Race continuing to pour these shots on.
Yeah, they just keep pounding shot after shot, and they're back on the offense again as Logie going to try to open up some space for his team. As this one, it's going to skip by. A demo out comes out from Skies, but it's not going to go. And in this game 3, it's a crucial game for the Drakes. They do not want to be swept here, as this ball is bouncing dangerously. 2 misses come out. Case just going to put it towards the net, and Logie has to get back to make the save, as now Sky's trying to send it down. But, Bagels, this is really uncharacteristic. I mean, we're seeing Seabiscuit, who's usually been that guy. He's missing a lot of these balls right here.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a hard read to go for at that current point, as there's another opportunity, but nobody ready. But I don't know, I just, maybe something going on in the comms or the pressure. I'm not sure that Biscuit feels pressure all that often, although he did say he was a little bit nervous in one of his matchups last season. And it appeared to be an easy matchup, as he was nervous going up against Ascension, your org's team. As a great play coming out, but not able to seal the deal. But maybe just a communication and defensive issue for them at the moment. I mean, all the games have been extremely close, but Race just continuing to edge them out at the moment.
Yeah, the Race just holding on to that offense. So much speed from them. And the Drakes, they've really done nothing in this game, but they're attempting to now, as a little bit of a double commit comes out. Skies can't get to a Biscuit. To Logie, looking for the shot. Back to Biscuit. It's not going to matter. It's just going to go in, despite the backflip, and the Drakes are going to tie it up.
Yeah, and that's how you capitalize on a mistake, especially when a double commit comes out. That last defender is going to be rushing back, trying to crash the net to make a last-ditch save. And if you pass that off in the infield, you can bang one on to kind of disrupt that rotation. And that's how you take advantage of a mistake.
And the Drakes finally getting some passive plays of their own. We saw it from the Race, but now they're looking for a shot here, as Kwando is going to get the block, but the Drakes able to tie it up again. But can they take the lead? I don't believe they've had the lead this entire series. And they're going to need something to do just that, as Biscuit now in the midfield trying to stay with it on the dribble. Going to get it by the defender, and it's just going to roll in, and they're going to take the lead off of that play. Somehow it just goes in.
Case kind of just shutting down right there. As Biscuit, he had no play on the ball, really. Either any touch he was going to make was going to be like sub 30 miles per hour, but Case just caught in no man's land and couldn't make a decision.
Yeah, and that's the first real mistake we've seen from the Race. We've seen a couple of really good goals from the Drakes, but that's one of the first ones where I'm a little bit shaking my head at the Race right now. But they're still definitely in this game, as they're passing out in the midfield. Drakes, a little bit of a double. It's Kwando now trying to get back on this one. Gonna be banged out with Little Big Jordan. He's up looking for the read here. Gonna try to find it. He can't though, as Case is up. Popping in the midfield, leaving it free for Biscuit, who's taking a shot towards net, but Kwando, a nice clear from him, able to send it a long way. This ball's up in the midfield. Quando trying to get to it, looking for the shot here. A demo comes out from Case, trying to get some space. Another one comes out for him. Case is just rolling through the defense, but Biscuit able to buy his team some time. And the demos, the Drakes have really survived the demos in this one. And I think it's despite all these demo attempts, the Drakes, they've been able to hold on, and their defense has been looking really good in this game, Bagels.
Yeah, the demos seem to be a big part of the Wraiths playstyle, as they've gotten around 3 goals in this series that way, 1 in game 1 and I believe 2 in game 2. As a net open here, Sky's able to race back and get the save. But yeah, the demos, Drake's at least holding off the storm for now.
As Logie now getting the clear off the backboard, Quando right in the midfield. Logie, we take another shot. Jordan, he can't find the touch. Awkward spots, guys, with a shot. Jordan out of the midfield. He's going to get back to it. A good save from him, able to keep that ball out of the net. But tense times there, as I think he balled out his teammate on the back end.
Yeah, it seems like every time the Wraiths are under distress here on the defense, it's just last-ditch saves, double commits, and you name it. But either way, they're able to hold on. It's reminiscent of the Nebula Venganza series in the playoffs, where just Galaxy would always try and make a save, but nobody's saving that banger from Skies, and that'll likely secure the game 3 for them.
A nice pass out. Logie with a banger in Skies. He's going to be able to finally put that one in. Didn't hit the crossbar this time. That was an absolute banger. A great shot from him as he puts it home. And now the Drakes looking to fight back in this one, as they are up 3-1 in game number 3. A must win for them to stay alive in this best of 5. As a pass out in the midfield for the Wraiths. Quando taking the top, looking for the backboard read. He can't find a Case, looking for the follow, but he can't find it as well. As this ball's high up, Little Big Jordan trying to get something going here. Going to leave it. Case try to put a shot on net, but 30 seconds remaining the race. Got to sell out a little bit. Try to get this one as Jordan looking for the shot towards Biscuit, but he's waiting back. Great defense from him as the Wraiths are pounding the backboard and the net here, trying to get something going, but it's still cleared away. Wraiths got to get one here as Jordan over the top of one. Logie with a nice block. Final seconds, they're going to have to get one now if they want time remaining. This one's out of the midfield, but a double commit comes out, sends it to the corner, and that is going to do it here. Maybe looking for one more, but it's not really going to matter, as the Drakes are going to come back in this one. Bagels, a great answer from them. 3-1 victory to stay alive in this series.
Yeah, well, the one time that they've had the lead in this series, they were able to hold on to it, as previously game 1, game 2, they were always playing from behind or a tied score margin. But the Drakes showed up big in that game 3, almost sitting at 15 shots. They had 14 total, Wraiths only sitting at 5. And Wraiths just had to play so much more defense that game than they did have to play all the rest of the series.
Yeah, they were stuck on their back end a lot in this one. I mean, you just look at those saves on the Wraiths end, and that is an enormous amount of saves. We were not seeing that in game 1 and game 2, as you see 9 saves out from the Wraiths, and you see 14 shots from the Drakes. So, I mean, it was almost, Bagels, to me, it almost seemed like a flip of play styles at some points, where the Wraiths were kind of pounding their shots in the games 1 and games 2. But in this game, the Drakes they kind of found their own offense, and they really got their shots up.
Yeah, and the Wraiths, they had an easy goal to start off this game 3 to get momentum to stay on their side. They had that kickoff goal in the first 5 seconds, but ultimately Drake's just showing up big. And I mentioned it in game 1, game 2, the few times Wraiths were on defense, it did not look pretty, but it was just because Drake's had 1 or 2 threatening opportunities, whereas in that game 3, Drake's had much more deadly offensive presences in the Wraiths half. And eventually, you give them enough looks on that net, the Wraiths are going to crack. And if any team can pull off the reverse sweep here, it could be the Drakes.
It could be. And as we head into game number 4, that's exactly what they're attempting to do, is this one going towards net early, but not going to happen here. And we saw the Wraiths take 2 solid victories in games 1 and games 2, and then Drakes coming back with a victory of their own in game 3. And now game 4 here on Forbidden Temple. Wraiths looking to close off the series, but the Drakes looking for a shot on net, and Logie is going to bang that one from a long way and put it in the net, and the Drakes take the lead again.
Yeah, just that's the risk of you play when you try and pass to the infield like that when your second man's not ready. it just allows that last man back on the defense to just bang that. And Case was sitting up a little bit too close, and this time Drake's getting an easy goal to start off the game.
Did you get an easy goal there from Logie, who sent it a long way? And now the Wraiths, again, just like in Game 3 here, they're in an unfamiliar position almost, as they're down 1-0, albeit early in this game number 4, but they were pretty dominant at holding the lead in the first 2 games. Is now Jordan looking for a demo on Skies, but good job avoiding it there from him as Jordan pops it up. Biscuit trying to get to it. It's going to be able to be cleared a long way. As Quando in the corner taking this one up. Not much boost to work with. Just kind of gave away the possession there as Biscuit going to send it down. Case with a nice block, trying to get the race back on the offense. Skies, last man back there. Awkward positioning there. And it's going to be saved away as another shot coming in, and he can't save that one as Jordan is going to put it home and tie up this game.
Yeah, I think ultimately the first awkward positioning from that offensive opportunity that ultimately never came because nobody on the race was ready, and Biscuit kind of just passed it out to the middle, which allowed Jordan to take that shot, and Sky's positioning still hadn't recovered from being stuck on that right post there initially.
Yeah, he couldn't quite recover. So another bump coming out from Jordan. Can't quite hit that touch as this ball still out of the midfield to the Race. Find an answer, able to tie things up. As a nice touch from Skies. He was sending it off to the side. Jordan out in the midfield. Blocked by Case. This ball out in the midfield. Now Skies trying to win to it, but he can't. Biscuit, he's the first one there. Shot towards net. And Jordan, a little bit scary there, but he was able to get to it in time as it's back out again. Jordan just keeps staying on this ball as Biscuit tries to get it by him, but he can't. And another block there. Logie trying to get it by, back to Quando. Biscuit looking for the demo, but can't find him. Going to allow the Race to get back on the attack for the moment. This Case into the corner looking for this one. Logie, he can't find the touch. Now Biscuit sending it down, looking for Logie. Can he get to it? Quando with a great block, but right back to Biscuit. He pops it up one, trying to get it through. It's going to go up high. Sky's looking for the shot, but Jordan denies it away. And he's looking to stay with it as Logie trying to race back, but things have kind of settled down here a little bit, Bagels, in this kind of middle half. I think both these teams understand the importance of this game.
Yeah, they're really trying to not make as many mistakes as possible, but Wraiths are continuing to double commit, and I will say that's been the one issue and the only issue I've noticed from them besides their shot accuracy has been their communication, and I believe that's what's allowing Drakes to get back into this matchup here. As time and time again, they're double committing, and there's another one right there. On defense, they just can't communicate who's going for the ball fast enough, and that's going to punish them as Logie's able to sneak that one by ever so barely.
Yeah, and this is double commits. You're exactly right. Leaves Jordan last man back. Logie just enough. He almost threw it right into Jordan, who was just barely a split second too late to get that clear. And the Drakes have taken the lead once more. 2 minutes remaining. And the Race, they're going to have to crack down on those double commits. As Case up to Jordan. Jordan trying to stay with it, but he can't. As Case going to leave it for Quando. Quando, he's by one. Out of the midfield, Jordan trying to dunk it through. Logie takes control, sending it up high, but Case, he's there in the intercept. Looking to stay with this one, pops it on the midfield. Still out, hanging around, but Drake's able to take it up the wall as Biscuit now, taking it up high. Can he do something with it? Doesn't look like it, as this one a little bit awkward again, and we see it one more time. The Race, a little bit of those double commits as Skies. 2 dirty bumps there, but it's going to be saved away. And the Race, they look to be hanging on right now for the moment. They really haven't got too much going offensively. Only 3 shots at this point, and the double commits are just putting him in awkward positions on defense.
Yeah, and Quando, he's trying to counteract it. I don't know if you've noticed, but he's just playing so far back. And even in the previous few minutes, he's just been sitting on the goal line waiting for the big clears to come out, because Jordan and Case are kind of just ball chasing at the moment. That's kind of the way this team works. But Quando, he's continuing to just sit so far back, and here he is again. And even then, Jordan and Case are just on top of each other, and even Quando at times, they just got to work out this rotation and positioning. Ooh. As Case almost puts in the redirect of his life, as Quando's sitting far back again, and they just can't get this rotation under order.
Yeah, and it seemed like in the first 2 games, you're right, Case and Jordan, they were all over the ball. Quando, I think he was sitting back, but in this game, I think it's being noticed a little bit more as Now they're down in this one. Final 20 seconds. The Wraiths have to get a goal here to force overtime if they're going to want to avoid a game 5. But Logie coming back, looking for the shot. He puts it in, and we might just have a game 5 here, Bagels.
I wouldn't say might. I think we do. Because anyway, Drake's blew this lead. But if they do, I don't know what I'll do. Bagels for everybody, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Wraiths, they just haven't been able to put up clutch here on the defense in game 3, game 4. But to Drake's credit, they have played a lot better. And I will say Drake's communication throughout the whole series, even though they lost game 1 and game 2, has been solid. There's been hardly any double commits, and their positioning is tight but effective. I think it's just the fact that Drake's needed a little bit of time to warm up here, and Wraiths kind of gave them all they had for 1 and 2 and can't hold up 3-4.
Wow, and the Drakes, they are coming back down 0-2. Can they pull off the reverse sweep, though? That is what we are going to have to find out. And Bagels, we talked about the race and their struggles here with the double commits kind of losing their rotation. But, what can we say about the Drakes able to come back and push this one to a game 5?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have played a lot better to start off the rest of the series at games 3 and 4. The passing there, the rotation there. Just one mistake coming out from Skies here again. A little bit of awkward positioning on that near post, which allowed Jordan to get that first goal for Wraiths, but ultimately they were able to hold on. They only had to come up with one save here for game 4, basically didn't even have to play defense. And ultimately, Big Loogie on the other side with a hat trick, 3 for 4. I'm just going to keep, just for anybody, he wanted me to call him that. He wants to be known as Big Loogie now. You can keep calling him Logie, but
I'm gonna give the man his due here, but that could be a meme name for him if we like. But we're heading into game number 5. Let us know who you guys got in the chat. This matchup has lived up to all the hype. Drakes versus Wraiths. Game number 5. Winner goes to 8-0. Loser is going to be taking home their first loss of the season. And let's get things going here on Champions Field as Logie able to send things down, looking to take this one up, popping in the midfield. Drake trying to start it out strong here, but Skies, he can't connect. His Biscuit turning things around. Not much boost to work with. And try to fake on this one, forcing Quando up. As this one blocked again, Logie out of the midfield case, trying to send it out. Drake's just trying to get this offense again early. As Biscuit on the dribble, Jordan is going to find a block up. As Quando banging this one down the field, out of the midfield, Jordan looking for the touch, but he can't find it. As now Case is going to pop this one high in the midfield. Biscuit going to get the clear as Quando sends it back. And something I noticed here quickly early is that Jordan's been playing the Dominus this entire series, and now he's switched to the Octane in game 5 when they need him most, Bagels. I know it's just a card change, but interesting decision for the guy that seems to be their star player.
Yeah, definitely the most mechanical of the 3, with Case kind of following shortly behind. But yeah, I mean, they're just looking for something, anything at the moment to try and stave off this Drake's comeback. But to start off this minute, Drakes are continuing to look hot as there's another opportunity, but the man himself makes the save. But just they're looking for some sort of change, any change.
They definitely are, as they are looking to avoid their reverse sweep, and a shot from Quando is going to give them the early lead, and the Race finally are able to strike first.
Yeah, Case ultimately with just a great pass off the corner, and it was so fast that Biscuit just couldn't react in time, and Quando recognized that and able to pounce early. And this time, Race find themselves up front first.
And we've seen that before where they were able to get the early lead and hang on to it. Now the Drakes are going to have to fight from behind in this game 5. There's another shot towards the middle. Jordan trying to find that one through, but not this time. As Skies is up, banging it a long way. Logie looking for the redirect there. Oh my goodness, he almost finds it through, but a great save from Case yet again. The man is a brick wall on defense.
This is definitely the matchup of the season for Challenger League, no doubt.
Wow, what a save. That was insane. The pressure is on. The Race are fighting on defense. Logie with the flick. Can he put it in? Quando with the save there again. The Race holding on to their defense. And Bagels, this time, it doesn't seem like they're panicking, but they're just making the last saves of their lives, because this one is so close again.
Yeah, the team pinch almost coming out to allow the Drakes to tie it up. But yeah, the Race, the defense is continuing not to look pretty, but hey, if you make the save, you make the save, and as long as it's in a non-threatening spot, But they can't find it that time, as again, they just can't get these double commits under order. Quando just goes sailing past the ball.
A huge miss there, and it looks like they might have even touched each other as that one is going to fly through, and the Drakes are able to tie it up. 2:31 remaining. A great goal, exactly what they needed to stay alive in this game. As now it's the Wraiths who are going to have to look for some sort of answer. As Case pops it up high, Logie trying to set it up. Off the backboard, dropping Logie, looking for it, and Biscuit's going to come in with the dunk. He sends it home. The double commit risky, but it pays off.
Yeah, that was almost a great play coming out from Logie. He misses it, and Quando actually finds a great read off the backboard. But, I mean, unfortunately for the race, Biscuit was just crashing that net. He pre-flipped into that challenge and just muscled his way through, and now they're holding the lead. They're in the driver's seat here with 2 minutes left.
And the Drakes, a great goal there. A little bit risky for Biscuit, but it works out as Sky's now trying to get it in. A double commit comes out again from the Drakes. As now they're the ones double committing here. And speaking of double commit, Quando just sends Jordan flying. This ball's still dangerous in front of their net, but Case going to send it down. They're going to need to find an answer here in the final 2 minutes of Game 5. This ball pops up high. A shot opportunity, and Biscuit sends it in for the hat trick. He is stepping up huge in Game 5.
Yeah, Quando, he was just kind of in an awkward spot, and the bounce off the corner was only favorable to the Drakes right there. A little bit of luck coming out on that goal, but either way, Quando didn't put himself in a spot where he could be successful. And now Drakes are kind of running the show here. Wraiths sitting at 1 shot. Drake's at 8 right now. And they're continuing to mount another pressure as infield pass, but couldn't find the shot. And Wraiths, they've got the offense. They just need to get on it.
Yeah, they're going to have to get going now as they're down by 2, 1:30 remaining. Have to get something going here as now Jordan on the dribble, but Skies, he's crashing right into him. Trying to keep the pressure on as a miss comes out. Could be an opportunity here. Quando, not much boost to work with, and not any boost to work with as he fakes it by 1. He'll try to pop it by 2, but can't. This ball's up. Biscuit could have an opportunity. He sends it a long way, and it's going to go in. Biscuit with his 4th, and we talked about him stepping up earlier, and he couldn't have done much more in this game as it's a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, but look at their rotation. Jordan and Case in the same spot again. And, I mean, Quando didn't have much boost to work with, but he did pretty well right there. He got it past 2 defenders, essentially, and got the boost steal, but his teammates didn't do him any justice as Case and Jordan were in the same spot. And ultimately, the Drakes will most likely hold on to this 4-1 lead, and the defense and rotation kind of just plaguing Wraiths and cost them to get reverse swept in this series.
But wait a minute here. They'll hold your horses, Bagels, as Quando is going to put that one in, and maybe the race. They're not out of it yet.
And they do have 50 seconds to work with, as Jordan kind of bumped Biscuit out of the way after that semi-double commit happening for Drakes. I mean, they got a decent amount of time to work with here, but they're going to have to make sure their comms are clear and concise for this final 50 seconds.
They're going to have to find one of your cases up off the backboard. Dangerous here as 2 players commit. Jordan trying to send it in, but he can't do it as now the Drakes on the counterattack. Biscuit on the dribble is going to be cut off as the race. They have to go now if they're going to want a chance. Quando just dropping it out. Logie, he's happily going to take that ball and waste precious seconds away. As we're down to the final 30 seconds here. The race, they got to go now. Skies out of the midfield, sending it back in. As he wastes more time away, Biscuit just popping up high. The race just can't get it out of their zone. His Case, he finds a touch, but a double commit comes out, and Skies is going to make him pay, and that's going to be the dagger more than likely there as Skies sends it home, and the Drakes might have just completed the reverse sweep here.
Yeah, that's definitely going to seal the deal for them, as Drakes are able to mount the comeback and race. They just can't stave off the momentum. And they will be the one to fall short here in the undefeated matchup. But, I mean, ultimately, this did prove to be the matchup of the season for Challenger League. Going to Game 5, Drake's pulling off the reverse sweep. And I wouldn't feel too bad about the performance here. I mean, obviously, you don't want to get reverse swept, but ultimately, this series is just a confidence booster for the playoffs, grand finals even, as I could easily see both of these teams making it to the grand finals.
Oh yeah, they definitely could here as these teams, they battled their hearts out. The Drakes, I mean, a huge comeback from them. They really stepped up in this one, especially coming down to it. But Bagels, I know you're the GM, so I know you're a little bit more critical of your team in the race here, but it really did seem to me like they just kind of broke down. They had the 2-game-0 lead, and then, I don't know if it was the Drakes just, just dominating the offensive pressure, if it was the race just collapsing there, because they just really, really folded.
Yeah, I mean, I brought it up at the top of the match, and I mentioned the consistency and just those tiny mistakes. And if you continue to make those tiny mistakes, like those double commits, like those inconsistencies in the rotation, a good team like the Drakes, who got Biscuit and Skies, eventually they're gonna adapt to it, and those mistakes, those cracks in the armor, they're gonna prove fatal. And once Game 3 started, it was all Drakes right there.
Yeah, it was all Drake's all the time, especially at the end there, and a huge victory for them. They are going to improve to 8-0. A huge performance from them in this one. Congratulations to the Drakes who pull off the reverse sweep to improve to 8-0. And the race, unfortunately, they're going to fall. Their first loss of the season, 7-1. But it was another great night of Nemesis action. I appreciate everyone sticking along. Thank you guys for 600 followers as well. That is pretty hype as well. So thank you guys. But we are going to be back Saturday night for some more Nemesis action here. Actually, not this Saturday night. We actually won't be back this Saturday night. We actually have a bye this week for Halloween. Enjoy spooky time with your friends and family, if you will. Stay safe. But yeah, we'll actually be back next Monday for some more